Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to our subscribers, whether you're a new subscriber or a long-time subscriber. Lovely to have you with us. And welcome to anybody, whether you're a subscriber or not. So today we're going to be doing something slightly different. Now I know that on this channel different is normal, but what we're going to do today, we're going to try, I've seen this done once before by someone else, and not on a video, but someone else who makes things out of unusual bits and pieces. And she said to me, oh, this is easy, but I've never tried this, so it could go horribly wrong. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to slightly adapt the way that my friend showed it to me. But what we're going to do, we're going to try anyway and make, she only did one, but I'm going to try and show you how to make 2 different flowers out of ordinary, inexpensive cake cases. So there's no measurements. There's no anything, there won't be a lot in the description box, only what you need, which is 2 bunches of cake cases. And what we're going to do first, this one is my version, and what we're going to do, it doesn't matter how many you have. For this one, you don't need too many. I don't know how many I've got, just pick up a small bunch. And what we're going to do first of all, is we're just going to flatten them out a little bit. So we don't have to flatten them out completely, but don't get rid of the creases because you'll need them as guides to make your petals. And then what you need to do is grab yourself a pair of scissors. Because they're cake cases, they don't need to be particularly sharp. And I would suggest for this one, this is very handy, it's got creases, so I would suggest going down every 4th crease. You don't have to be too meticulous about this, just do it as you think. And we're going to do that first. We're going to do this in about 3 different stages, 3 or 4 different stages, but again, it's not difficult. So you just keep on going down. If you don't get them absolutely equal, it doesn't matter. But we're just going to, now I've shown you the basics of what to do, I'll just speed up a little bit. I won't speed the film up, I'll just do the job a bit quicker. I think we're just about there actually. Yep, 1 more. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go around those petals again, and we're just going to round them off a bit, like that. So we're just going to round them off just a little bit. And you don't have to be, again, this is one of those things, this is one of these projects, if you've never done it before, you don't have to be too precise. All we're going to do is just shape the petals a little bit. And if they don't all fall out, then they don't all fall out. So we'll see how this goes. So we'll just move a little bit faster. So you can see the bits dropping onto the table, but that's fine. We'll deal with that in a minute. So all we're really doing is cutting off the outer corners. And if they don't all cut off, then they don't all cut off. That's fine. Probably. So as I say, I've not done this before, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out, but we'll see. So that will do. I'm just going to sweep the debris to one side. Then what we're going to do, we're going to separate them. I don't know how many are here, but we're going to separate them out. Oh, quite a few. So we may not use all of them, but that's fine. Just separate them out. And then what we need to do, sweep them to one side. And I am going to use ordinary glue stick, just to make the job go a bit easier. And what we're going to do, we're going to stick these back together. Not as they were, because that just won't be possible. Oops. So we're just going to layer them up, all raggedy, which is absolutely fine. And if you want to make the petals a little bit thinner, you can. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely up to you. So we're going to just get this done. But we may not use all of these. It depends how thick or how deep you want your flower, really. So I'll put a couple more on. And on the next one, I'm using a bigger pile, and we're going to probably use all of them. Do you know what? I think we're going to leave that like that for now. We'll keep the others to one side. And now what we're going to do, now they're all together, I'm just going to feather these petals just a little bit more, like that. So we're just going to feather them a bit more, all the way around, not too precise. That'll do. Sweep the bits to one side. Now, if you want a little bit of colour, all you need to do is grab yourself a pen. This is just an ordinary alcohol pen. Sweep. You don't have to be too precise about this. This is one of those projects that if you're doing this for the first time, like I am, it doesn't matter how roughly you do this, it'll probably still look fairly good. So there we go. There is a really pretty flower. And we've made that with just ordinary paper cases, really, cake cases. So if you want to fluff that up a bit, just hold it in the middle. Hold down the centre with your finger, or you can use a tool if you want to. I'm going to use my finger, because it's the best tool I've got for this job. So just fluff it up a bit, and there you have a lovely flower. Now, wasn't that easy? So we're going to pop that to one side, and this time you're going to need a rubber mat. And what I have actually made a bit of a start on this one, and what you do need to do with this one, you do need to cut your petals quite thin, but again, you don't have to be too precise. And once more, we're going to separate them. So this is quite a thick pile, because this time we're going to do something different. We're going to assemble it more or less the same way, but the result will be different. And the only reason it's different is because we have got more. So we'll be filling in more of the space, or actually less of the space as we go down the line, but you'll see what I mean by that. So I'm just going to quickly separate all these petal pieces. So just move them up there. You can see them almost in shot, but you'll see what I'm doing. So don't worry if you can't see every single piece. And we're not going to add any colour. If you wanted to colour these before you start, that's absolutely fine. But if you do that, I highly recommend you colour them back and front, because both sides we're going to be seen. So we're going to carry on in the same way. So pop some glue in the middle. And we're just going to, because these petals aren't in any particular shape, if you wanted to, you could use slightly less petals or fewer petals and shape them a bit better, or shape them a bit more precisely. But if this is your first go at this, as it is mine, I would suggest doing it roughly and with the smaller petals, because then it doesn't matter. And we're going to carry on building this up. And as we build it up, the centre, because we're adding more layers, will get smaller, and the petals will hopefully curl in, and we'll be making a type of chrysanthemum style flower, if that's what they're called. I'm not very good at flowers and what they're called, but I think that's what they're called. So let's just keep on pressing and adding and see what happens. And that's why we're using a mat, because it actually helps with the shaping. If you want to use a shaping tool for this and not use your fingers, that's absolutely fine. And every now and then, just hold it down with your fingers, or a finger or a tool. I'm going to use my finger, and fluff it up a bit. So we will need to fluff this up a bit as we go along. Actually, maybe it looks more like a carnation than a chrysanthemum. I'm not sure. I'm not the greatest expert when it comes to what the flowers are called. So fluff it up a bit like that. If you want to leave it and add a centre, as we did before, you can. But if you want to carry on adding rather tatty looking paper cups, then carry on. So we'll carry on for a bit longer. See how many we can get in. I'll add maybe another half a dozen or so. And then, oh, sorry, it's going off camera. But I haven't done anything different, I promise you. I'm just adding the glue and pressing them in. So, or if you wanted to, you could add the glue on the back of the one that you're putting in, if it's becoming a bit too crowded in the middle for you. So we could do it that way. Add our glue on the back. And keep adding. Now, again, I'm going to hold that down in the middle with my finger. You can use a pencil or a tool if you want to. And I'm going to fluff that up like that. And actually, as we do this, oops, let's just get the glue out there. You can see it forming this gorgeous flower out of these really inexpensive cake cases, that's the word. So, and it's quite therapeutic to do, even today, at the time of recording. It's in the middle of at the end of June, the last day of June, and it's absolutely boiling hot. The sun is pouring through the window and it's quite hot, but this is quite a relaxing project to do, even in this heat. At the time of recording, we're on the last day of June, and it's unusually for Britain, it's a very, very, very hot summer. We don't usually get summers as hot as this, but I think we're going to in the future. So we're going to carry on for a little bit more. You'll see, I'm sure you've got the idea by now. So there's not many more to do actually. I'm just going to do maybe a couple more. Okay, don't stand up then. I'm not bothered. We'll do one more. I don't think there are many more left anyway. But we'll do just one more. Pop that in there like that. And then, actually, what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to use a pen. In fact, I'm going to use the pen that I used to colour the previous flower. Because I don't want too much of a gap. And what I'm going to do, you can use a pencil or a ball tool if you haven't got a pen or a pencil handy, but anything will do. But what I would suggest, don't use your scissors unless you're going to poke a hole through it and put a stem on it, because you might end up making a hole. But if you want a hole through your flower, of course that's absolutely fine, use your scissors. So I'm just going to fluff that up like that, take that out and just finish it off with my hands. And there you go, you have a beautiful flower. So there's one flower. And there is another flower with a little bit of off-cut in it. Two totally different flowers made with the same cutting technique, but with this one, we just add more layers and we fluff it up a bit. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And if you've got any paper cases lying around, I hope you have a go yourself. And as I say, you can colour this if you want to. But as I said before, do colour it first, otherwise, or you could just tip it. If you wanted to, you could use your ink pads or brush or a pen and just brush over the top. You can do this however you like. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed my way of making flowers with paper cases, with paper cake cases. Golly, that's difficult to say, isn't it? Let's call them paper cases or cake cases. But that's what they are, they're cupcake cases, which is even harder to say, but there we go. But whatever you want to call them, that's what we're using to make our flowers. And I have got a few left over, and I might have a go at making a smaller flower off camera. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any paper cases laying around, I hope you have a go yourself. And if you do, please come and join us in our Crafty Capers with Dawn Facebook group and show us your version. We'd love to see it. And I will see you soon with another video. Probably not with cake cases, but with something totally different, knowing me. And so do come back and see what I get up to next. And do stay subscribed and click the notification bell, and then you'll know when my next video comes up and what I'll be getting up to. So until then, take care everybody, especially if it's hot like it is here today. Have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.